Uh, do. So we are about to find out what happens if I tell Mexico to bug off. What I'm curious what event Joe gets. Um, I also don't know what happens if I back off, but he'll get a bunch of other countries that'll do that. So he'll be able to compare and contrast and decide if it's better if I back off and leave Puerto Rico. The biggest issue is each time a state changes hands, half the extra build slots disappear. That's no longer true in the current version of Hearts Iron 4, supposedly, but we're still on the pre Graveyard of Empires version where that is definitely true. So, I might not want to actually withdraw from Puerto Rico, and I can even eventually core Puerto Rico if I annex them. It would cost me 250 political power to fully annex them, and then it'll cost me I think another 50, so it's 300 political power to core Puerto Rico. But I can do it someday, and more build slots, and yeah. So we don't negotiate with revolutionaries. Did you just get an event yet, or it might not fire for a day?
Not yet.
Okay, so I guess wait a couple days and we'll see what happens. You should get an event. I didn't think I would get that
Oh, the
event.
Netherlands backed off.
What happens? Does it give you like stability or
France
wars?
refuses. Britain refuses. Just war goals, it looks like.
Huh. So no like stability or
Nope. Just says I get war goals.
oh, and so both versions the refuses and backed off. You said the Netherlands backed off, right?
Netherlands backed off, gave me nothing. Just an independent Curacao.
Yeah, and it's democratic instead of communist. Huh.
It's got Bolivarian agitation, though.
Yeah, it'll flip communist after a little while. I guess when I fast forward it, I noticed there was a communist Antilles. What it must be is that they start democratic and then they flip communist via this national spirit, which is good. It'll be around for almost 2 years. That's more than enough time. Once it hits 60%, the AI is programmed to flip. So,
Okay.
um, okay, so yeah, the Netherlands until is democratic and will eventually flip communist. And let's see. Oh, and they would have withdrawn from that's no, that's the new Suriname, which is same thing.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah. That's also independent.
yeah. So two new democratic states that will flip communist. When they flip communist, I should get an event that gives me war support as well if I'm still democratic when that happens. But that's not probably till like 1941, so I might have flipped by that point. We'll see.
I can puppet France.
You could try and declare war on France. Good luck with that. Or the UK. You said the UK refused?
Yep.
Oh, that would have made their puppets independent. If that happened, you would have gotten a chance to invade the Caribbean countries. So yeah, they're not going to let go of the Caribbean. It's all communist dominions, which
Yeah.
um, however, they're and I think I told you to bug off with Puerto Rico, which I can give Puerto Rico statehood in this game, and maybe I will. In this game, they're actually the most valuable. The three places I can give Puerto Rico, Hawaii, and Alaska statehood. And there's no oil in
Oh.
Alaska yet. I don't think I get it in this time period. I don't know if Excavation 5 might allow me to strike oil, but I don't think I can get oil in Alaska. So I don't have any real reason to give Alaska statehood unless I find oil there. And historically, I don't
Yep.
remember when they got statehood. And Hawaii wasn't given it till the 50s historically. And there's the only real reasons to give these areas statehood and reintegrate them is for more manpower directly controlled instead of having to mess with colonial divisions. So, it's not
Yeah.
actually a big deal. And they get local supply. It's actually easier to supply divisions there as long as they're puppets. Oh, yeah, and so that I can get their dockyards so I can build up a bigger navy. So, eventually, I'll probably give Puerto Rico and Hawaii statehood, and I probably won't bother with Alaska because there's nothing there worthwhile. Literally nothing worthwhile. Oh, well, if I built factories there, I wouldn't get all the factories. But there's no factories in Alaska, so unless I wanted to industrialize Alaska,
Of all places.
it's probably I'll do it eventually. I mean, the U.S. eventually runs out of built slots, and at that point, I'll probably want to give Alaska statehood so I can add like military factories in Alaska. Because right now, if I built 4 mil in Alaska, which you can eventually get up to 4, and if I spent 100 political power, 5 build slots, but I'm not going to do that, so 4. Uh, if I built 4 military factories, I would only get 1 because they're a colony state. It's not. I don't even get compliance. They're just only 70,000 people in the whole state right now. If I give them statehood, I could get all 4 factories. So it's a small, but 3 military factories for to give them statehood costs 25 political power. Actually, that's not bad. Puerto Rico
Yeah.
and Hawaii, because I released them as puppets, I have to reintegrate them, which is 300 political power, and I have to like send them 600 convoys or something. It's kind of wasteful in industry. So I'm not going to do it for a long time, but the colonial divisions are well worthwhile. And I can, before I fully integrate them, I just disband the colonial divisions, I think. Because it used to be all the manpower in a colonial division would become yours when you annex something, but I think Paradox changed it. And now the manpower just disappears into the void. So you actually want to disband colonial divisions before you annex a puppet now. That didn't
Oh,
used to be the case. Oh, yeah, because it used to be that a really common exploit was German players like start fascist and they would declare in the Netherlands on like day one of the game they would just start justifying. They would take the East Indies and they would raise a ton of colonial divisions in the East Indies as a puppet, and then they would fully integrate them, and they would suddenly have like a ton of manpower from the East Indies that would be their manpower. It was such a bad exploit that Paradox completely changed the way that colonial divisions worked, just so players couldn't do it.
yeah.
Yeah, in terms of what happens to colonial divisions when you integrate. And now the answer is the manpower disappears into thin air instead of making it your core manpower. So uh, which is normally, sort of fair, but it's kind of an issue when you can integrate and then core, like I can with Puerto Rico. It means I need to span the colonial divisions first, otherwise, a bunch of manpower that could have become mine won't. So,
Ah, I see.
yeah. But still, they can be helpful in my war efforts. I can I can use their divisions to like guard ports and stuff because to actually do anything decent with them, I'd have to spend army XP. Oh, they are upgrading their divisions. Some of these, huh? One of these is 9 infantry, line artillery, support artillery, and engineers. It's actually better than the division I just had you create, and it has engineers already. That's actually a pretty decent division. Huh? Maybe I actually will use them for other purposes other than guarding ports. The Puerto Rican divisions are pretty decent. I don't know about Hawaii or Alaska. I mean Hawaii or the Mariana Federation, but they have so little manpower it doesn't matter. But I actually might use Puerto Rican divisions. They're actually pretty good. I'm surprised. The AI has gotten better. They have 30,000 manpower that I could put into colonial divisions. I would have to provide 10% myself, but Hawaii Hawaii has 440 manpower. They're trying to raise a division of their own, so. And the Mariana Federation, where is it? Shoot, it's like, here we go. Yeah, 2,000 manpower. It's not even worth. Lots of factories though. They have 7 factories, 4 Civ, 3 Mil, and they're not even done industrializing. They still have 3 naval dockyards to add, and they have a couple free build slots. Geez, that's a lot of factories for a little island with like 80,000 people. uh,
Yeah.
yeah, they're gonna end up with 11 extra build slots plus. They're gonna have 13 factories there by the end of the game. 3 naval dockyards, and then 10 actual like other Civ and Mill. That's that's all on Guam. That's their capital apparently is the island of Guam. So
Oh,
yeah, Guam is going to be of massive economic importance. Uh, huh. All right. Well, there is one area that I will eventually withdraw from entirely, probably, and that's the
yeah.
Philippines because I have a focus to do it, and that allows me to gain war goals on the Dutch East Indies and Australia.
How did um Manchuria get all these islands?
Manchuria? Oh, they inherited it from Japan. When Japan went
Oh,
communist, they only get control of the mainland unless they start with a tiny portion of the army and they basically have to rush Tokyo or they'll probably lose. They would have to like actually do a naval invasion of Manchuria with a few divisions before they win
hmm.
their war in order to not lose control of Manchuria. It's like tough. Their focus true lets them declare war and try and puppet Manchuria later. But yeah,
Huh.
yeah, it they'll eventually do that. They'll eventually try and reconquer Manchuria. But for now, Japan, which annoyingly is like most oh, they are at 21% communist support. I think they might have actually hired an advisor or started doing anti-fascist raids. No, they don't do anti-fascist raids. They must have hired an advisor to boost communism, I think, which they usually don't do.
Why do they never do anti-fascist raids?
The AI is programmed to pretty much never do it, except Austria used to do it before they got a focus tree to resist Anschluss. Uh,
Oh,
and like there were like one or two other exceptions, but the AI is pretty much programmed to never run raids. There's a couple countries that
hmm.
are programmed to do like anti-fascist or anti-communist raids, and certain very specific. Oh yeah, Finland. If the Soviets try and flip Finland communist, they'll run anti-communist raids. And
Ah, okay.
Austria, if the Germans try and flip them fascist with like spies. Other than that, I don't think any of the AIs ever do anti-fascist or communist raids. It's annoying. So, um, it's not listed in the wiki, but I think the United States will do it if you try and flip them, like with spies. It's very hard to do anyways. But just to
Yeah.
make absolutely sure, the United States, if if fascist or communist support starts to get really high via like spy actions and they're going a democratic path, they'll do anti-fascist or communist raids as well. It's not listed on the wiki, but people have reported seeing it. So but
All right.
almost no one else ever runs it. It's very rare to non-existent. It's supposed to be programmed not to do it at all, but I'm not. I'm tentative about whether that's actually true or that's outdated info. So, um, all right. Anyways, I will unpause. So yeah, I'll hold on to Puerto Rico because the process of trying to like otherwise get them so they're your or my core territory will if I will lose a lot I'll only lose half the build slots and you'll lose like more than 3/4 of the build slots. So there might be two left when you do it and I'll have five. So it's
Yeah.
it's
Fair enough.
probably better for three extra build slots if I integrate them. Uh for that matter, the whole process of feeding nations to another nation so they can do the formable and then annexing that formable is actually wasteful. I forgot because when they annex them, they'll lose half the build slots, and then when you integrate, like when you annex that big giant formable country, you'll also lose half the build slots. So you may actually
Uh,
just want to invade countries one by one.
so I
Uh,
should just invade Guatemala. But should
uh,
I puppet Guatemala or should I use my just integrate it with decisions?
there's a trade-off. If you
Hmm.
annex them, and then integrate them, you can get naval dockyards from it. If you puppet them, you'll if you puppet them, they'll finish their industrial trees, and then yeah, you probably just want to. annex them, but you probably want to wait till they finish their
Oh, okay.
industrial trees, which they shouldn't be done with now. They only have 5 build slots, and they get at least 10
Okay.
from.
So
So
just give
yeah,
it a little more time before I do march southwards.
yeah. I
And
mean, during that time, you can do military budget review, heroic military
yeah,
college, and the naval
that's
focuses,
true.
and like Soldier DOS, and you can build up a stronger army. Uh, yeah. Um, so the whole thing about feeding other countries, that was it's good in the newest DLC where the extra build slots no longer disappear, but I probably wouldn't do it in this version of the game, actually, now that I think about it more carefully. So,
All right.
just because it'll destroy a lot of build slots. Hold on, I got some divisions I can deploy in New Jersey now. I got divisions in Newark, Philly. There's blizzards in New England. Bad timing to. Oh, Baltimore. Actually, they need another. Baltimore Defense Force is really under equipped. Yeah, I'm just making up for some of these divisions being really under equipped by just throwing bodies at the problem, like having lots of really under equipped divisions instead of actually providing enough guns because it saves me industry as long as I can be sure to defeat any naval invasions by just outlasting them. Um,
Yeah.
the advantage of that also is my generals will gain more experience from longer fights. Uh, you know what? I'll deploy a division in Boston. It's not going to hurt local supply that bad, is it? Let's find out. Problem is, I got these troops up in Bangor, and they're almost suffering attrition from. Nope. If I deploy another in New England, I'll be screwed. All right. Well, 2 in Boston, 2 in Bangor. um. Hold on, I got 2 more divisions to deploy, and I definitely don't want them in New England. It seems. Oh yeah, DC itself probably could use another division just to be safe. DC and the hills next to it, maybe. No, Peninsula South because it's only plains. That's more likely to fail defend. Righty then. Guess I'll on pause. How much political power you got, by the way?
19.
19. Oh yeah, so
Yep.
you're. Why do I have? Hold on, I have some random divisions in Phoenix, Arizona. Oh, these must have been guys I was pulling back from the West Coast. I completely forgot about them. Give me a second. I forgot these guys even existed, and they've just been sitting, wasting their time. I'm just gonna put them in New Mexico. They'll get there eventually. Uh, yep. All right. It's actually a really strong force. Hmm. Tennessee. Oh, there we go. That's could use another division there. Kentucky, Eastern Kentucky, or actually Central Kentucky. Right. So you haven't started improving relations the Uruguay, right? Right.
Nope.
Yeah. So I guess that would be how much did it improve per day when you were doing it with other non-aligned countries?
I don't remember. Pretty quick though. I want to say.
Oh, I just got an event. It said the governor of Florida did something, but then it's actually giving extra militia in Georgia, maybe because Florida's too far south.
Weird.
And it would,
Huh.
I'm supposing it might have actually been Florida, but when the Civil War breaks out, there'll be extra militia on the Confederate side in Georgia. So I don't know.
Oh,
They
yeah.
might be Florida like people who are going up to Georgia to prepare, so they're not so far south that they're useless in the early stages of the war.
Yeah.
That's my best guess. Poo, 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 poo. Uh, shoot. What was that? Is that guy under patent? Oh, hold on. I have too many men under patent in this. Must have accidentally assigned someone to pen who. The rolling W division. Yeah, I'll reassign them to Hodges. Oh yeah. So while I was asking about those guys in down in Uruguay. Sorry, my brain's a little bit fried from trying to multitask so many things at once. It's March now, so you can improve relations, and as soon as it reaches 50, cancel. It'll take till April before the it decays. So that's what I'd probably do is just improve the relations now.
Okay.
Yep, and I'll unpause.
It already went up by 2.
2 a day.
It looks like it's 2 a day.
Yep. Um. Cool. Well, in that case, um, excuse me. You're at 47 now.
47 what? Oh, yeah. Influence or relations, yeah.
Yeah, so in 2 more days on March 9th, I think you'll be at 51 and you can cancel, and it won't drop back to 48 until April. You should have 25 political power before then. So, all right, on pause. It was just had to mental math. Whew. Starting to get harder and harder for me to put my words together. Oh, he's at what is he at now? I think I went through too many days.
55?
Oh, yeah, okay. I went an extra day forward or something. Anyways, yeah, you should probably stop, cancel if you didn't already.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was 2 a day. God, I think it was March 8th it was supposed to cancel, and it's March 10th now. I forgot to say anything, and I guess you missed it.
That's all right.
All right.
It's only, it's negligible. 0.2.
Well, starts to it adds up eventually. Little political power here, a little power there. I don't know. I'm a perfectionist. Whatever. already kicking myself for thinking I could buy and sell rifles and make a profit. That was silly of me. Uh, Actually, I'm gonna pull everything I'm selling at this point because I actually need to start stockpiling for my Civil War, my rifles. If the AI hasn't bought it now, it's too late for them. Still selling other stuff if they want it, but not that. Yeah, because I would need 30, almost 40,000 rifles to fully equip every one of my divisions. That's not going to happen. So,
Yeah.
on pause. Oop. Industrialists move civilian factory from California to Alabama. They haven't done any mill. It's just Civ. Oh, California is somewhere that had maxed infrastructure. All right. Yeah, I'll just add another Civ. I am building dockyards, but I think I may have gone a little over the top with that. All right. Hmm. Um, on pause. I know that I'm pausing a lot.
I'm at 450 naval experience again. 457.
457. Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Started distributing some of these rifles to new training divisions. Let me just fix that. The game does not like my telling it no for you can't have these rifles. It gets weird all the time. Hmm. I think any guys who are trained now actually need full equipment. I can't wait for more basic. No, actually, I probably can. What am I saying? Because I have to do exercises. No. How many do you get when that naval thing goes awry? When the convoys get intercepted, how much Navy XP is
Oh,
it?
30?
Oh, so you're good for a little longer.
Sorry, 25.
25. Okay, so you got to spend it soon. I mean, there's lots of stuff to spend Navy XP on in terms of tech. It's just,
I don't have any open slots.
yeah. You still running
I could
Naval
just.
Reform, right?
What is that?
For your Navy Spirit? Spirit of the Navy?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Would it be
I'm
good to switch?
trying to think if there's something that'd be worthwhile. Uh,
Jeanne Cole, the destroyer research speed?
that would only help when you're doing the destroyer holes. Integrated designers, if you were doing research speed, more likely, because there's a bunch of things. Um,
Okay.
but
A lot more ship modules.
There's flexible contracts, which reduce the political power cost of running an MIO and would allow you to get cruisers cheaper.
Um, it says naval designer cost minus 80% and cruiser design cost 60%.
Yeah, that means you'll spend less political power on assigning naval MIOs to grow them, and you're going to be
It
doing that.
does?
Oh, yes. So normally it's zero point 0.1 a day, and you're probably going to have like you're going to spend probably several hundred political power on like naval MIOs over the course um of the
Oh,
a couple hundred over the course of games. So that can get you like ultimately
I
can save you quite a bit of political power.
I thought
Uh
that was like the Navy, the ship designs.
no, the cruiser. So and the cruiser design cost is the ship designs. So the MIO cost is the political power to maintain an MIO on a research. And the cruiser design cost means that designing cruisers will cost less Navy XP. So,
It says is that so they're naval designers?
hmm?
MIOs are naval designers?
MIOs are anything Army, Navy. Like when you're building infantry, it's your infantry equipment MIO. When you're doing a naval MIO, that means you're assigning them the organization, the MIO
Uh,
cost. It used to be in previous versions of the game, you'd buy an MIO for like 150 political power as a one time cost, right?
yeah,
Now you spend instead zero point 0.1 a day on research, and that's where you spend most of your political power in MIOs.
I
So
see.
you don't pay as much up front, but you pay political power the cost of the game.
So
So
like,
so if you spent 1,500 days of having one research slot on MIO stuff, which you probably would actually be over the course of the game, you're going to spend at least that much time doing like naval techs. You're probably going to have like two or three research
which MIO
slots.
will I want to unlock first? The battleship, battle line ship builders, or the task force ship builders?
The battle line ones, because you can use them on the coastal defense ship that you're already
Oh,
producing, like
all right.
to get funding for them. In fact, you might put the extra dockyards in that until you finish the task force. I'm not sure if the task force can apply to destroyers, but if it can, then when you start, you might actually put your first. You might make the coastal defense ship, like add like more dockyards when you finish the thing. If you get what I'm saying, or um, right now you're doing convoys, but do you have convoys or the capital ship as a higher priority in your navy queue? Just curious. In your
Uh,
production queue.
convoys.
So whenever you do repairs, you convoys are higher priority there. So yeah, I so if you added +2 like dockyards to the coastal fence ship, and as soon as you got two more dockyards, it would add them right into it. But it wouldn't deprive the convoy if like ships are doing repairs. Although actually, when you do repairs, you probably want to pause convoys at this point. You have a good number in reserve.
I
I
only
don't
have
know.
four now.
Oh, you only have four?
Yeah, I lost a
Jeez.
couple.
Um, yeah. But anyways, your political power can be used infinitely to improve stability and war support. So I'd probably, and you're more. It's gonna take a long time for um for the navy you to have enough navy for the naval doctrines. Plus, you're probably going to want to do base. I mean, not base like fleet and being once you actually have some admirals, and you're going to hit the Navy XP cap before then.
So why don't I just start filling out fleet and being?
Because then you won't be able to recruit the admirals with Seawolf. So,
You
um,
need. Oh wait.
because the
Um.
convoy interdiction, Spare the Academy requires that you have trade interdiction
Yeah.
to
Convoy warfare
is
comes
unique.
from that
Yeah,
naval doctrine.
yes. So you're gonna want to
Oh.
that for a while, so you can get
So
admirals who have Seawolf, both for
should I
commanding
just hire some admirals?
I would hire the generals right now because you're more
I
of a
only cost
land.
15 command power, and I have the command power now. I have 123.
Um,
Then I can safely switch off of that doctrine
if you had
after I
gotten like a couple
right.
brilliant strategists, I would say yes, but the generals are really high priority because you need like you can't defeat Spain at sea if they go to war with you. The admirals won't do you much good if you have no ships for
Yeah.
them to command, and you're probably just gonna end up fighting them like fending off naval invasions on the beaches.
I, they only
It
cost 15 though. I could just hire like two.
um, but if you get a general and you get a brilliant strategist now, you might start training them up in this civil war you're currently fighting. You
Should
could
I
like put
hire a general now then, as soon as I can afford it?
I've been trying to have you do ones who already have some experience as general junior
Yeah, I
officers.
can't grind up a reasonable amount of experience though.
Um,
Like my highest one after all this fighting is still only 43 XP.
oh geez, that's really slow. It's probably
Yeah.
and they're in combat like they're it looks like they're attacking south of Monterey right now.
Yeah, I don't know what's causing them. I feel like they're doing it a lot slower than they were last time. I don't know why.
Doing that slower.
Like they're grinding up XP. The officers are grinding up XP a lot slower than they originally were.
Hmm.
Because I remember they were in like the 200s, I
Yeah.
want to say.
Yeah, that is weird. I don't know why they'd be getting slower.
Yeah, like my first two new guys are like halfway towards level 2.
Yeah, and these guys are grinding really slow for some reason. Could
Yeah.
it be that different divisions are getting fights each time? And so like the XP is
I
just
don't
getting
I
split
I don't think
broadly?
so. I've been doing almost all the fighting with the same like 6 units.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, that's interesting. All right. Well,
It's
yeah, you
weird.
could try promoting in general, see if you finally get a brilliant strategist. As for the Navy thing, you're not getting any. I don't know if naval reform acts on the event that gives you naval XP from from the convoy thing.
I don't think it does.
Uh, you could wait to see how much your what's your current Navy XP at again?
457.
457. So you gain, and it's like 25. So you could see if you get 25 or if you get more from the next.
Pretty sure I just get 25 each time.
Yeah. But you're not gonna. I was gonna say you probably want to either do flexible contracts or integrated designers before you start doing like naval techs. But
Yeah.
probably flexible contracts because of how valuable the political power is to you.
All right. Should I just do
But
that now then?
I would wait until you're actually going to do the techs in case you do get bonus Navy XP, or if
All
you
right.
do some more naval exercises, you'll get. I know it does affect naval XP from naval exercises.
Yeah,
So,
it does.
so
Definitely
depending
affects any daily gain.
what?
It definitely affects all daily gain.
Yeah, but I do know it applies to a lot of the things where you get lump sums as well. Like I don't know if it applies to that event, but I know it applies to some focuses that give Navy XP. I've noticed that before. So, so my guess is it does apply to your events. That's why you're getting so much naval XP so fast. Is partly because you are under naval reform right now. And if
Yeah,
that's true, then you're gonna want to
maybe.
get the extra Navy XP, and then after the next time you're convoying, then you're gonna want to switch off naval reform because at that point you're gonna want to start running Navy tech soon. You just need the naval MIOs, which aren't yet available. Actually, shoot. Yeah. It's going to be a while till you get the like what are you doing right now with your focus on industrial promotion?
Yep.
It's going to be 20 weeks. Shoot, you're going to hit overflow the cap even if you switch off naval reform. You're under trade interdiction. Carrier
Yep.
operations isn't going to do you much good. You could do radar patrols. Now it'll get your extra heavy cruiser organization. I think the coastal defense ships qualify as heavy cruisers. They're either
I
that
believe
or
so. Yeah.
yeah. What icon does it use when you click on the fleet? Does it say heavy cruiser or BC? It's probably either heavy cruiser or battle cruiser.
I'm not entirely sure how to tell.
Hold on, if you screen share, I'll show you where it shows it.
Oh, it's heavy cruiser. Yeah, I found it.
CA, yeah. So
Yeah.
then, yeah, you could grab radar patrols that will get extra organization, which means if they get in a fight, they won't. Uh, they can take more hits. They run out of org. When they have no org, they fight really poorly. But they take debuffs, but based on the percent of org they have remaining to like their attack
All
defense.
right.
So it just helps them fight better if they actually do get in a fight with like say the Spanish. If you end up
I'll buy Raider patrols in.
yeah, it's not a huge bonus, but then the one after that
Something.
gives enemy fleet size penalty, and then another more organization for your heavy cruisers. This could be useful for, if not, I mean, it's kind of bad to actually engage the Spanish, but uh, you might be able to pick it like, oh, when would you ever? You might it might not be relevant for a while, but if you do get hit like by an unexpected, your ships get caught out at sea somehow, or you do a strike force to try and intercept a naval invasion in
Yeah.
your capital ship, it could be useful, I suppose. Um, you might go down the convoy escort line next if you start getting close to the cap again. Um, but yeah, for now. Anyways, and you're going to want to do base strike anyhow, sooner or later, so you probably won't get any further. Um, that'll just allow you, I guess, to do a little bit of raiding with the coastal offense ship if you really want to mess with Spain. If they like, yeah, if they try a naval invasion and take like some land from you, like a port or something, then you can both hit their convoys resupplying the divisions with their capital ships, and you can also, of course, try and push them off the port with your ground troops. I think you'll be fine either way, but yeah, on pause.
Interrogation techniques is done.
Oh, yeah, you did command training, you did interrogation techniques. Probably want localized training centers eventually. I'd probably grab passive defense. You'll need at least one level to catch enemy spies with any kind of reasonable frequency. So I'd probably grab passive defense now. It's also
Oh,
one
okay.
of the cheaper things. Um, yeah, on pause.
How many days away from researching Infantry 2 should I start spending those trade points?
Ideally, you do it the day before you finished infantry equipment too.
Okay.
Like,
I got 50 days now.
yeah, you don't want to miss it, or you'll end up spending 5 army XP. So you could do it like 2 days or something, or three if you're worried about forgetting. But ideally, you would do it the day before. So,
All right. I can do that.
did I run out of artillery? Got too much in the market. Shoot. No one's buying this anyhow. Cool. On pause. Just finished a focus and yeah, no, that's fine. That's the one I'm gonna want to flip. Switch. Guess I gotta pick a new focus. All right, I'm only 2 months out from my Civil War, actually. I'm really close. Fun, fun, fun. Joe, you're probably, I guess you've still got some energy, right, yourself, but
Yep.
I'm
What's
kind
up?
of, yeah, I was just gonna give you a heads up that I'm really getting loopy. So,
That's right.
yeah, this will probably be not too much longer. I'm just gonna another 15 minutes and then that's it.
All right.
I figure. Sorry, just pre-deploying a couple divisions also here. So I can take an air base in Virginia. That's really good for controlling Appalachia. I don't want the enemy projecting power from there. Uh, so probably if the Civil War breaks out, if not before, call it quits for today. Because I'm definitely too tired to like start actually handling the Civil War. I should probably
Okay.
should probably call it quits a little before. So if there's any last minute preparations I need to do, because when I tested to see exactly when it was May 21st. There's probably a mean time to happen or something after a certain date, so it's not always the same date. But I think I'd calculate it would probably be in June before, so it's probably like mid May to late June, somewhere in that range is my best guess.
All right.
So it's gonna happen is the very soon as the point. Uruguay joins. You just invited them, I guess.
Yep. Just got enough political power.
Nice. Hmm. I'm gonna stop buying that tungsten from you that I don't actually need, so that I have a few more factories for construction of dockyards,
Okay.
at least for a day. Oh, and I did that, and it just gave me 3 factories back. That's weird. It's probably some resource thing. Oh, so let me buy it back. Actually, I don't need 3. I just needed I just need 1 back. Hold on. The game is weird. Oh yeah, and now I'm at 4. Okay, it's really weird. And actually more wasteful. Okay, actually I'm canceling it for good then. Do, do not get what's going on with that. It's gonna be never mind. But yeah, I can't. Uh, in that case, there's no point not to buy it. All right, so actually I'll keep the tungsten deliveries up, or at least one of them. So I don't get it. It's not gonna matter that much. And I know you need a kick in ass for industry before I stop doing all that stuff soon in 2 months. So, sorry for the false alarm, Joe.
That's right.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out whether we should do it or not, and as soon as I canceled, it gave me like 3 more factories, some other stuff. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that's weird. I guess those were like almost done or something. All right, building up some guys near Nashville because I'm gonna be trying to push and take that very quickly in my Civil War. And you're trying to push north to the border near Piedra Negras, right?
Yep.
Oh, are you manually doing that or are you using battle plans? Like,
I've got battle plans up,
oh,
but
so
I don't want to make them do it because I don't want the other battle plans to execute.
oh, you could
But I
switch
suppose I
the
could do that.
you could switch the guys around San Luis to the offensive general since they're not really attacking there, the one you're using to defend mostly, and
Yeah.
just execute with the guy who's doing the attack is who is he? Is it Calez or Cubolas?
Uh, Field Marshal Heliodoro Chares.
Oh yeah, their infantry guy. Is he close to getting infantry leader, or did he get it? He already got it, right?
Infantry specialist.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has infantry leader.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he got the earned infantry leader trait.
Yeah,
And
make
he's
him an infantry specialist
oh, no, I mean,
and an
that's not
army
useful
doctrine
unless you spend
specialist.
political power to make appoint him as that.
Yeah. Okay.
And don't you already have someone available as an infantry specialist or something
I don't know.
for your military high command? You're checking, or I didn't know if I was
Hmm.
didn't want to. I'm like sitting here. I'm not
And
sure if
oh,
I
I
should
have an
take press.
infantry expert. No, wait. Yeah, I have an infantry expert.
Oh, is it one of your generals or is it just a random person?
I don't know how to tell.
If you go to your generals screen
Oh, okay.
next to Army Command, and it'll show like Mark W. Clark is my infantry expert, even though he's always skill 4.
Oh yeah, yeah, it is one of my generals.
Is it one of the guys you're using currently in battle or
No,
no?
he's
Uh
just politically connected.
oh, and so he's like level 2 or something.
Uh, 3.
Yeah, he would take a long time to grind to 8. Yeah.
Yeah, the other guy's at 4.
The other guy's already at 4. You're not losing much manpower in your wars. Way less than I thought you would. Uh, how much? I guess you could. I wouldn't do it. Well, how much command power do you have? You're probably swimming. I keep forgetting.
129.
129. Yeah. I mean, eventually, yeah, you could do it so that you delay a little bit your next general promotion if you wanted to try and get some of the little more. And so you don't forget, if you made him an infantry specialist, and then when you
Is
had the
that what I
political
want him to
power,
be?
The infantry expert costs twice the political power, and that's political power you could use on like pardoning
Ah,
Cristero fighters or whatever, assassinating them.
yeah.
Um, to build war support and get army XP. As for when he reaches skill 6, he becomes an infantry expert anyways. So
So I should probably just hire him
he's
or
one of
make him an
your.
infantry.
Yeah, you don't need. You can spend the command power now so that you don't overflow the cap later in order to delay spending command power on more generals.
Yeah.
And you might want him for the final push on like their capo or something. It will make your army fight a little bit better. So like, it's not entirely worthless. The
All right.
war support helps a little bit too because you're fighting in your core territory. So either one is a buff once you're done with the Bolivarian alliance thing. You're inviting countries. I think you were trying to do Bolivia and Paraguay next, though, right? So that
Yeah.
Chile won't declare war on them. And
Yeah. Well, I guess I don't really care that much if they declare war, but
yeah, I mean, eventually you're gonna want to puppet these countries yourself. I don't think you can integrate Bolivia, right? You don't get a focus to. It's just Central American and Caribbean countries you can actually core. So you're probably gonna eventually want to puppet Bolivia someday yourself, and if they conquer it and either annex or puppet, half the build slots will disappear, and then when you do it later, another half will disappear. So it's Bolivia is worth more to you if you keep it independent until it's time to puppet them, and that's if you don't
okay.
just keep them in your faction as an ally or something,
Yeah.
which you might do because they don't have naval dockyards and they'll just produce allies or independent allies give you spy slots, so they still have a use. You don't have to conquer every country directly, but it comes a role play decision partly of who do you want to, you know, like Bolivia is technically military socialism, air quotes, so they're sort of more like amenable to maybe being, plus you're going to have other countries you're probably going to want to kick from the faction and deal with, like Argentina, as you probably don't want to be allied with fascists forever, if for no other reason, role play reasons. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I guess I would try and grab Bolivia and Paraguay next.
All right.
Uh, as Bolivia is cheaper, so and if you're
Mm-hmm.
building up this massive alliance in South America, uh, this will make it so much easier when you eventually attack Brazil
Yeah.
because you just giant blob of allies down there. They can all reinforce each other because they share land borders, and then you can carve up Brazil. And I'll probably
Oh
join
yeah.
you that by that point because I'll have flipped communist when it's time to do that. What?
I'm just saying. Yeah.
Oh, um, oh, how many nations are in your faction already? Let's see. One, two,
Or
three, four, and they all have over 10 factories, right?
I have no idea.
Oh, you can see
Let me
now that
check.
yeah, once they're in
I
your
have
faction, you have
eight,
full intel on them.
14, 18,
Uh,
16, 19.
Bolivia is probably the one that has the fewest, so that's the one I would check to see if it's
Oh,
over
those are
10.
all. Sorry. Yeah, Bolivia factories or Civ factories.
Civ and Mill, just
Okay, yeah. Then I've just been reading Civs. Yeah, they all have more than 10.
yeah. So if you became spy master, you get at least one extra spy now at this point from your faction members, because each one
Nice.
that's over 10 gives you a quarter of a spy, and each that's over, I forget if it's 50 or 25, gives you half a spy. And it's
Oh,
rounded down. So I know you get at least one extra spy at this point, and more as you grow your faction further. So
all right. Sweet.
yeah. Um, oh yeah, is you bring each one of these countries into your faction, they declare war on Rapa Nui, and it raises the world tension a little bit. So that's actually got its uses for raising war support, or at least stopping it from falling. because world tension, you know? Some focuses are gated behind certain world tension things, like some of the British focuses to actually industrialize, to rearm. Like they can't
Yeah.
take. They already have enough to take Shadow Scheme and General Rearmament. Yeah, actually, those are the two main ones. But some of the other, I think some of the British Dominions also. Canada, that's the big one, right? That is relevant to us. Canada can't take Defense of Canada regulations, which a lot of things are gated behind till world tension at 20%. So, yeah. Um, that could be relevant. Uh, each one of these countries generates a little bit of world tension when they join the faction because they all declare war on Easter Island.
Oh,
Yeah, like Uruguay, I just checked. World tension, Uruguay is now at war with Easter Island.
yeah.
That's an offensive war, by the way. So they're sitting at 0% war support, Uruguay.
Yeah.
And
They. I should probably just help them kill it. They seem to have called off their naval invasion.
they'll do another. They'll keep trying, and meanwhile, Easter Island is adding build slots. Like, I mean, they're gonna add build slots to their island eventually. They have no choice. What else are they gonna do? They might be doing like army focuses right now, but
Yeah.
and yeah, and our generals are also gaining experience from attacking. So, like, let them wait. It keeps Chile from declaring war on their neighbors. It lets them gain invader experience for their generals, and it'll encourage the AI is more likely to like raise their conscription law and such when they're actually at war. It changes their behavior, so let them do it. You got bigger things to worry
All
about
right.
than trying to carry out an opposed naval invasion on Easter Island. Like that's actually hard. It's
Yeah,
muddy
it
most
is.
of the year round, and mud is really hard to attack into, and it's actually pretty hard to do an opposed naval invasion until you have better transport tech. When you get better
Okay.
landing craft, it'll be easier.
Oh,
And
yeah.
with shore bombardment, like when your fleet is bigger and you have better landing craft, if they still haven't managed it, you can like do that. You can even support it with bombers from like Chile. I don't think your current tactical bombers have the range, but once they're a little higher tech, definitely will. So it'll just get easier as technology improves. Right now, they're trying to do it with like backwards technology, and that's why they're failing. With like with better tech and a bigger navy, and just leave them to it.
All
um.
right.
All right. I'll unpause it.
I don't want you to take that. Why are you trying to take Monterey?
Oh.
Okay, so if I have the arrow clicked and then I tell them to attack a specific province, will they what are they gonna do?
It's gonna count as a manual thing, and they'll lose planning quicker
Really?
than if they do it under the general's orders.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, well, it affects combat effectiveness a little, but if they're trying to take Monterey, then I just whatever, just manually do it. You're trying to
I
make
can just
sure that they
draw slightly better front lines
what
to stop. I can just draw a slightly better front line to do that.
to do what?
To stop them from trying to take Monterey.
Oh, yeah, if you can draw, so if you can make them stop, then yeah.
I
Um,
should be able to.
yep. And they're still trying to drive north into that mountain. Is that almost done, or are they still struggling?
It's gonna be about a week.
Ah, okay. So they're making progress. He's probably also gaining mountaineer experience, your general, I assume.
Yeah.
He's not a jungle yet, so he's probably gaining it at a semi decent rate.
yeah, he's at 29 now. And
Yeah.
97% jungle rat.
Yep. Alright. On pause. This is one of my favorite songs for anyone on YouTube. And Joe, I don't know if you have the generic normal soundtrack enabled. Hold on, I have to pause while I do
Yeah.
something. Anyways, um, while I cue something up. But the generic soundtrack has a song called Commando Raid. It's definitely one of my favorite songs. So, it just started playing. And I'm like, nice. I really like this song. So.
Hearts of Iron Classic or just Hearts of Iron the default?
It's the default.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it was added in Gotterdammerung, so it's one of the
I
newer
can't seem to
soundtracks.
find it. Although,
It's
yeah, it could be the DLCs, yeah.
yeah, it comes with the DLC. So since
Ah, okay.
you don't
That's why I
actually
was
have the
doing it.
DLC, and it's because I'm hosting, you might
Yeah,
not actually
that makes
have
sense.
it. It's a good soundtrack. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get it fixed eventually.
Yep.
But yeah, it's pretty annoying because I played like one session of Victoria 3 and then it broke. And I've been meaning to continue it, but I haven't gotten a chance.
Mm.
Although, I could try opening Victoria 3 from the executable file instead of the launcher. Actually, no, I'll probably be missing both mods and DLCs, actually, so that'd be even worse.
Mm.
Because I was using a couple mods.
I don't know.
So yeah, I'll have to fix... I gotta get this launcher downloaded properly. But yeah, it just keeps giving me an error every time I try to download the launcher. Which it prompts me to do when I try to, like, launch a game on Steam.
Shoot. Keep running out of rifles. Oh shoot, that's the issue. These guys were receiving rifles in the field. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Guess they need it to train faster. 16 days till I get a bunch more rifles, but shoot.
Oh, he has Jungle Rat now.
How do you, oh, were they attacking you in the jungle, or he started attacking in the jungle, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, if you click on the battle in the jungle, you see the shore bombardment penalties they're suffering.
Oh, yeah. Backing penalty. I think 7 divisions is too many divisions.
Attack into the jungle.
Yeah, they have a stacking penalty.
How big is it? I mean, if they're attacking like three
7 little
directions.
divisions.
Yeah, it depends on
It's
how
from
how
one
many
direction.
directions they're attacking from.
They just one.
Oh, yeah. 7 from one direction is too many. Way too many. If they attack from
Ah.
additional directions. Oh, take a look near their capital. They just pushed west and took Aguascalientes from you. I don't know
Oh,
if
how did that open up?
uh probably because the
Good.
AI you had something automatically deploy to a new front or something. Unless
Must have.
you're gonna need to push them back off of that, obviously. Did
Yeah.
How did that happen? Did the AI just leave it defenseless, or they actually fight a battle?
There's a front there. I think it just decided to move away from there for some reason.
Hmm. I've never
But yeah,
seen
I mean,
divisions just pull from a
yeah,
pocket encirclement and
that
just.
was strange. I wish I saw what happened.
If you click on the theater, there's a little thing that looks like a it's called combat log in the theater in the upper right corner of your screen. It'll tell you if there was a battle there. Maybe they actually attacked and won.
No, I don't think so. I don't see any.
Hmm.
Yeah, it must have just decided to move.
You don't see. What do you mean you don't see anything? There should be battles in the combat log from where you've been fighting in the north.
Oh yeah, yeah. None of them were in Jalisco or Jalisco. Yeah,
Yeah,
none of them were in Aguas Calientes.
that's weird. Um. Yeah. And you sure you had a division there that you didn't
I
just leave
had
it open?
like 1 or 2 divisions there for the longest time.
Hmm.
I must have somehow caused it to move.
Yeah, you might have like shift clicked a bunch of divisions and accidentally pulled it, or because they won't just arbitrarily pull off from a pocket like that to go elsewhere. They usually that's an issue with
Yeah.
when you create new encirclements, like in the north. Hmm. Well, anyways, you'll have to push him back off. I don't know what to say. You definitely don't want him taking Jalisco from you, and this
Yeah.
could cause infrastructure damage, the combat, so I try and make it quick so it doesn't damage the infrastructure and hurt your factory construction there. So, like I'm saying, I would try and make sure the battle is quick. Attack with overwhelming force, I guess, if you can spare a bunch of divisions or something.
From
How
where?
many? Well, all your best divisions are pushing north, right?
Yeah.
Bu- 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 bu. You don't really need to attack them in the jungle. I know you got the guys doing that. Do you have any larger divisions there?
No.
Oh, that's all smaller divisions in the jungle?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I got
Oh,
some larger divisions nearby that were training, some new ones, but they have no org.
hmm. If
Should I
the
attack with them anyway?
uh I don't know exactly I don't know exactly what your like lines look like cuz I have no visibility, but um you got to free up divisions from somewhere. It's going to be hard to take Aguascalientes back with just those little 3 infantry ones, and you'll suffer more losses. I would at least try and contain it. Are there divisions in the mountains west of it so they can't push further from Aguascalientes?
No.
All right. Well, you got to strategically redeploy some divisions to to contain that so they don't push even further. Um, I'd see if there's anywhere where your front has excess divisions deployed. See if you can pull something. Uh, take a look at your Discord. Maybe I'll see something. Oh, you're zoomed. Wait, zoom in.